Guys, when you or women like myself are saying that some women need male guidance, these women get mad at us. They get mad at us even though we have living proof every single day, either on television or on social media, that we have a point when we are saying this, because a lot of times women don't know how to talk in public, they don't know how to conduct themselves in public, and they don't know how to act. Not only is it that, they don't know how to act when they go to different countries. Let's say they are traveling to another country, especially these influencers. They go out there and they would do anything for likes, for clicks, disrespect other people's culture, and then try to make a win out of it by getting paid for it on social media. Of course, I would like to give you an example of what I'm talking about so you can have a better understanding of where I'm coming from. This young lady has traveled to Turkey. Turkey's former country name was Turkey, and she completely disrespected the whole society and people who are actually around her by her actions. What did she do? They're keeping her name and her social media accounts confidential because they know that the pushback would be horrific for her. So she goes to Turkey and she has nothing else better to do than using a flag that represents Turkey to do an adult dance on it. An adult dance. Let's watch the clip and we're going to get into the details. Was all that necessary? Was all that necessary, honestly? And then these women would get upset at us when we're saying, girl, you need male guidance because you don't know how to act. You're acting a fool. I mean, cheeks out, legs in the air, doing what she's doing what she knows how to do best, obviously, and feeling so proud and comfortable about it. I don't know if you have peeped it, but people who were around her felt uncomfortable, so they got up and left. I don't know if you and I are the only ones to see this, but this is impossible. This is highly disrespectful because not only are you bringing your 3 or 4 wave to a Muslim country, you're also disrespecting the people who are around you. There are women in the background with their heads covered. Muslim women, happy to be there, happy to enjoy the view, but you have nothing else better to do than do what you do best, to collect likes, to collect views. To do what? What is she doing? That's how you know, because if she would have been there with a decent man, he probably would have not let it come so far. He would have been like, girl, if you don't know how to act out here, you're not going to make me look like a fool. You better know what country we came to. You're going to have to respect the culture, respect the people, respect the history of this country. What are you doing? You better take that elsewhere. You better take that on a red light district somewhere in Amsterdam, which is really not that far away from Turkey yet. So what is really the point here, except for trying to be the center of attention, except for doing what they know how to do best, which is a 304, disrespecting the people around them, and disrespecting the complete history? I mean, what are you doing? You disrespectful little, I'm not even going to say that. And I wish I really would have had her social media, because I would have a couple of words for her. Not only do I feel upset about this, obviously a lot of people in Germany, because in Germany there are a lot of Turks who live here, they are upset at it as well. Because they feel as though we fought for history. Everything that we have done in our history, you just gonna come here and disrespect everything. It really wouldn't hurt if women sometimes would think before they act, think before they speak, or they would have to consider the consequences of their action, meaning holding them accountable. If they cannot hold themselves accountable for their actions, either men gonna have to do it, or even worse for them, authorities is going to have to do it. And in this case, she is facing about 3 to 4 years of prison time because of what she has done just to get views and likes. I'm going to let that sink in, and I'm going to repeat that one more time. She's facing 3 to 4 years of prison time for her behavior, just to be the influencer that she wants to be. Turkey is not the type of country. Turkey is highly proud of its heritage, of its culture, of its history. And when they see you doing this, and it does not take a rocket science for a video like this to go viral on all platforms, authority is going to act to it. They're going to react to your actions. And this is just what she's going to have to deal with. And that is the point that we're trying to just hammer into these women. Think before you speak. Think about the consequences of your behavior. Because now you really are in trouble. Now, was all those likes, all those views really worth it? I wonder. And of course, the authorities is not going to let her go. So I hope that authorities is going to keep up on this story, not the authorities, but like the platforms, keep up on the story so I can give you guys an update because I want to know what's going on. I want to know what the end of this story is going to be, since she was not able to think that this may be not very appropriate for me to do. Maybe there are clubs in Turkey. She could have went there and do this, but no, she has to pick a public place where families go with their children, where women sit down and want to conversate while they're sipping on some delicious Turkish tea. No, see, that's what I'm saying, guys. Women need male guidance. If the right man would have been there with her, this would have not happened to her. And she would not have to deal with the fact of having to go do some prison time. I mean, do they have polls in there? I don't know. So enough of that. I would like to show you another lady. She's also very active on TikTok and she travels the world. In my opinion, very beautiful young lady. I don't know if she's given some advice. I'm not into her content like that, but one of her videos actually caught my attention. Of course, she also went to Turkey. She had a couple of good experiences, a couple of bad experiences, and I would like to get into one experience of hers in particularly because she had a confrontation with a doctor, a Turkish doctor who is very sure in what he's doing because he went to medical school for it, so he can be able to diagnose people when they're coming in sick. But of course, she knew better. She knew better and she tried to tell him what to do. And the end of the whole story was she got kicked out of the hospital. But who was upset at that? Of course, the woman. And who has to get on TikTok and make a whole video about it? Of course, the woman. Let's get right into it.
Day 2 in Kosh, Turkey, and I still feel the same. I really hate it here. I was walking out of my Airbnb when a woman stopped me, a Russian woman stopped me and said, "Can you please help me?" And she looked very, very sick. She'd been vomiting, she had food poisoning, and she had a small son. So I said, "Don't worry, we are going to take you to the hospital." I took the woman and her son to the hospital, and the doctor there was saying it's a viral infection. And I was like, no, she has a fever, she has diarrhea, she's been vomiting. Like, it's not a viral infection. Like, she has food poisoning. It's the food that she ate. Just give her an antibiotic.
Isn't it funny how she is already trying to tell the doctor what the diagnosis is and how to cure whatever the woman was going through? And I have another question. When did they start treating food poisoning with antibiotics? Antibiotics is basically stands for getting rid of germs. I understand that the body is reacted to something that it's not agreeing with, but therefore the woman has diarrhea and is vomiting. Obviously, the body is trying to deal with it on its own. You don't treat that with antibiotics, but sweetheart, carry on.
Girl looked me dead in the face, and after like going back and forth through Google Translate, he's like, "I'm not talking to you anymore." Honestly, I feel like they have zero respect for women here to actually listen to a woman and to be reasonable. Specifically here in Kosh, because I haven't dealt with that in Istanbul and I didn't deal with that in Cappadocia, but it's been here in Kosh now. This is the third incident in just 2 days where arrogant Turkish men, specifically from Kosh, are too arrogant and stuck up to actually listen to a woman and to be reasonable. So if you were a woman traveling alone, I would highly recommend that you avoid Kosh.
Me, as a woman, to you ladies out there, I would highly recommend for you to not travel by yourself at all. And as far as what this young lady is talking about, sweetheart, it is not Turkish men that are too stuck up to listen to a woman. It is men, period, who just do not want to deal with a disrespectful modern Western woman who just wants to prove her point no matter what. Who is trying to tell a man who has went to medical school for years and years and years what to do. And you expected that man to be like, "Oh yeah, sure, sweetheart, I'm gonna do whatever you want me to do because of your American passport." Do you think so? He acted like any other man would have acted. And plus, we don't know if that's really how he behaves. I am sure that at some point he has gotten sick and tired of, because as at many other hospitals too, there are not enough doctors for the amount of sick people who are coming into the ER. So he has no time to be wasting with you. He has seen what was wrong with the woman. He has obviously said, let her just do whatever she needs to do. Let her vomit, let her have diarrhea, make sure she drinks a lot of water, go home. In 2-3 days, she'll be okay. But no, it always is a woman who wants to get her point across. And if she cannot, she's not going to be quiet about it. She's going to be on TikTok talking a whole bunch of mess about the man who has tried to talk to her with some common sense. Guys, what do you think about these women? Do you think they overdid it with their behavior? Do you think that Turkish people, Turkish authority actually have a right to do what they have done or how they reacted towards their behavior? Let me know in the comment section. Other than that, today is my official last day with my husband here in America. I absolutely had a blast. I had nothing but a great experience here. I hope that I will be back soon. It's not going to be this year because of the vacation days that I have obviously used for this vacation. But other than that, I'm really glad I came. It was a beautiful experience. I'm going to tell you one thing. I came here with gains. I went to the gym. I was very consistent. My diet was on point. I'm leaving my gains here and I'm going home with a belly. With a belly because I've been eating nothing but junk food. Meaning, once I get back to Germany, I'm most definitely going to have to get back to my strict diet, my strict workout program, so I can be back on point. It's not only about the physical aspect, like how you look, but it's also about the food, the artificial colors and chemicals that I was just stuffing down my throat, you know? So yeah, but I absolutely enjoyed it here. I will be back soon, inshallah. I cannot wait already. I'm all packed up. I'm ready to go. My flight is going to be tomorrow. I think I mentioned that yesterday in my video. Anyways, I'm not, why am I even telling you guys? I'm sorry. I just feel like I'm so close to you guys that I just want to share this information with you. So the next video that I'm going to be putting out is going to be back in Germany, hopefully. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I highly appreciate that. I think I have gained about like 1,500 subscribers ever since I've been here in America. So thank you all so much for it. If there's any type of topic that you would like for me to talk about, let me know down below. Other than that, I highly appreciate all of you. Make sure you stay safe in these streets and always, always stay tuned for more content. Thank you so much.